Good morning, everybody. Welcome back. Kevin here from Watch This with Joe and Kevin, getting into episode 3 of season 3 of For All Mankind. Really liked where we ended up with episode 2, sorry, where you kind of drawn the lines in the sand of teams here, which I didn't really see coming. I kind of figured early on that there was going to be a NASA team, a Soviet team, and a private sector team. What I didn't expect was it to be um, Helios. I thought it was going to be Karen and her company was going to be the third party, and NASA kind of fractured a little bit with Karen kind of getting Ed to be commander of the Helios mission, which I didn't see coming. Um, the other thing I didn't see coming was Margot full on kind of in her villain arc. Um, I know that seems overly simplistic. Margot's been a great character and an important character for the entire show. Sometimes she's been the heel a little bit, but not to the point where we didn't like her. I think the closest she came was when she ordered Apollo 25 to kind of let Molly go and come back and save themselves, and they ignored her and rescued Molly. But other than that, she hasn't really been a heel until this season, and they foreshadowed a little bit in the last season. Her friendly cooperation with the Soviet Space Agency has kind of gone full on espionage at this point. And I remember commenting when it happened, it kind of was at the time, where it was like, well, I'm going to save astronauts and kind of cut through the red tape. And she made a unilateral decision she was told not to do by the military, which, what you can feel about that however you want. It was illegal for her to do. Fine, people break rules for good reasons all the time. But now that we're getting farther into it, where she's full on asset, where she's still going down that road, and that road has yielded larger problems. Um, and she knows it, although she's refusing to take any accountability. She hasn't confessed to anybody what she did, and I understand why. But maybe there's a redemption coming for Margot, but right now she feels like the closest thing to a villain. And her kind of unilateral power grab at NASA, while also being a bit of a Soviet asset, I find to be incredibly problematic. Firing Molly so that she can kind of run NASA as her own private fiefdom while also being completely compromised, that's an issue. That's a major issue. There's a real chance by the end of this season that Margot is in the same boat that Werner von Braun was on, right? Where completely and totally disgraced and out of the game, because what she's doing isn't actually okay. Certainly not from my standpoint. Um, Ed didn't handle having the mission taken away from him well. His conversation with Danny really upset her and me. But at the same time, we compared how Danny took it versus how Ed took it. But to Ed's very small credit there, or I don't want to say to excuse, but I guess one reason that he reacted so poorly versus Danny is Danny wasn't promised the job and then had it taken away from her. I think her reaction would have been pretty bad too, and it would have been completely justified. I don't mind Ed being furious. I mind the fact that where he went with it, he made it a race issue, which he keep your mouth shut, man. Be mad. You have a right to be mad, but come on, dude, shut up. Um, his sense of entitlement was a little gross there, but at the same time, he was told he was in charge, until he told he wasn't, and nothing bad had happened in the interim there. So, I mean, I can sympathize with him a little bit, despite him putting his foot very squarely in his mouth. We should go and jump into it here because I'm very excited to see where we go with this. I do want to go and thank all of our Patreon subscribers for being here with us, and give a special shout out to Actuarial Lurker, Balas Foldes, Chris, Jeff, Christy Goverston, MJ, Suido Gundavarapu, Weird Magic, Torgir Linkstad, Emily, Derek Peterson, and Where Panda 47. Thanks for being here with us, guys. Really appreciate it. If you would like to see a full length reaction to this and everything else that we've watched or watching, check out a link in the description below to our Patreon page. On every show, including For All Mankind, we're at least 4 episodes ahead on Patreon of where we're on YouTube. So if you get done watching the YouTube edits, would like to continue, you can do it on our Patreon page. You will have to sync and watch along on your own source material. You'll only see and hear me for copyright purposes. We're also watching 30 Rock as a Patreon exclusive.
Dr. Alford does have a tendency to
Never shut up.
yes,
Okay.
be lucky to get 3 words in.
We're watching The Americans right now, and this is just textbook stuff as far as just working somebody. He's a very charming man who is effectively working a very lonely woman, and it's sad to see. That's not gender, by the way. There are lonely men that get worked on that show too. More of them, actually.
Sounds like Leonov.
I'm wondering how this eventually blows up, because it absolutely will.
This is my floor.
Yes, it is.
Oh my god, be more subtle. Oh, his wedding ring's gone. I was wondering what she was staring at. The wedding ring that was there in 84 is now gone in 88. Is this it? Is this where it finally happens? I think he actually likes her, but he's definitely being forced to work her. How old is she at this point? Not that it matters, I'm just curious. I just mean it's just a long time that she's been single. We never seen her in a relationship. She's a tough nut to crack, man, when it comes to the romance. All work and no play makes Margot an effective spy. I don't know if the title of the episode, All In, refers to Margot's participation in something she shouldn't be participating in. I certainly hope not. Then again, I guess if Margot, there's a possibility Margot's out at NASA in the future, which could very much mean that there, that's better. Sorry, the mic's been sounding kind of weak. There's a real possibility that Alita is in a position to more take over for her, because obviously Alita's a rock star at NASA. I mean, she's on the moon right now working on her rocket, her engine.
What if we threw out the mission plan?
Send our crew to Mars without the supplies they need to survive, not to mention the fuel they need to get back home?
We can launch the pre-supply outside
The astronauts will be on their way before the stuff they need to survive on Mars is actually there.
We have to press forward. I assure you, the Russians and Helios are.
Well, it sounds like Ellen's really crushing it in the presidential debates. And Ellen's on board with this race, too. So she wins. It's still happening.
Copy that, EV5. We're going to continue closure and birth truss element 37 at welding 7.
So Helios is about done with their adaptation of the hotel. Oh, is that the elevator where Sam died? Here's the thing. Everyone's rushing this. All three groups are rushing this. There's going to be incredible tragedy for sure this season. I don't know what that's going to look like, but no one has plot armor on this show. Anybody, it could be any of them. I love it. There's no way to predict this.
I'm going to be 30 million miles away from Earth with an 8-minute communications lag. If a system fails, I need to be able to improvise solutions and workarounds.
He's right.
He's right.
Yeah. You can automate a lot of it, but there has to be a way for a human to take charge.
We made a mistake. I made a mistake. We need to rework the flight control systems per the commander of the ship.
Well, I was wondering where he's going with that. It's like, you're talking about in hiring Ed?
Immediately.
This guy is so incredibly reasonable that I still have my doubts about him. He's so reasonable.
Oh, Danny boy, the pipes are calling.
We have Danny and Danny on this ship. Oh. Oh. That would be so weird having that there for him. It's a big shadow to live in.
I like Andy, but any biologist worth their salt can grow things. I've spent the last 2 years searching for microbial life in the most inhospitable environment on Earth.
This is actually a really good argument she's making.
Karen Baldwin.
I know.
Do you mind if I join you?
Sure.
Right.
Sorry.
Is she here to hire Alita? I don't think Alita's gonna leave for Helios. She's got her dream job.
I'm not gonna let Gordo Stevens' kid sit in jail. Not tonight. Don't worry, the department has protocol set up for stuff like this.
Oh my god, that is gross. That entitlement bothers me a lot.
Because you're gonna take yourself off flight status. Get yourself back in the air.
No, you
Mars
can't do
is
that.
the least of your concerns right now.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, Karen did a number on him, but it was so many things. It was his parents, and it was so many things. He's right, though. He needs professional help.
Our new MSAM pilot. NASA's own Danny Stevens.
Oh, Karen's not gonna like this. This is gonna blow up in so many faces.
May I use your restroom?
Of course. It's over there.
Oh, thank you.
Well, so far in this episode, we have Margot and Ed both kind of going down the wrong direction. So, Team Danielle.
This is a lovely room. I think it is.
I would like you to kiss me.
Yeah, she's very awkward with this. She is not in practice on this kind of encounter. She knows.
Who is
They
it?
were listening. Oh my god, what are they gonna do?
Your country's gonna be real proud of you, kiddo.
Okay, good. So worried we were gonna have another Ed freak out here.
I was worried you were gonna be mad.
And the only thing you need to worry about is me beating your ass to Mars. That's what you need to worry about.
I know this season's getting tragically for some of these people, and I hate it. So now it's gone on to blackmail because she's been helping. Okay.
Anything I told him was in the interest of the furtherance of space travel and international peace, period.
I'm fairly certain that your FBI won't make that distinction.
Yeah, she's in a tough spot here. I mean, the right answer would be to call your FBI right now, but I don't know what she's going to do.
Goodbye, Bill.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, she tried to have a human connection one time and it blew up in her face as bad as one could. I kind of get it. So she's probably going to be moving up for a number of reasons, and that might even include Margot. So she's got Bill's seat now. Everyone's gone and Alita's working. It's a great shot, by the way. It's a great wide shot. Oh, 2 years. Okay, we did this in season 1. So what happened a year ago?
Joining Helios and Russia in a three-way race to Mars.
So the other two launched already?
In the same 2-week period, it's an open question.
Oh, wow.
Who will be the first to complete the 30...
So Margot gave in, didn't she? She gave it up, or they wouldn't be going.
8, 7, 6,
Here we go, kid.
5, 4, 3.
It feels very Star Trek there because they've got the simulated gravity with the rotation. That's really sick. So she did give it up. In the name of self-preservation.
The president is on line 1.
Thank you, Yuri.
Okay, so in my personal opinion, Margot's villain arc continues. Helen's the president
Margot,
now.
kick their asses.
Wow. What a great reveal. Helen at the Resolute desk. Margot as compromised as possible now. Wow. Obviously, I have no idea what all is going to happen. We the way through the season now. The mission to Mars has just started. Somebody gets there because we saw it at the end of season 2, and obviously I don't think the show would have happened without it. Clearly, it's good. We're going to get there. That wasn't much of a spoiler. The question is who? Who gets there first? And for me, more importantly, who gets there at all? Because I do expect some tragic things to happen. I don't know if Margot, there are consequences coming for Margot. I would assume at some point, either her conscience gets the better of her or she gets caught. She really did help them get their mission off the ground purely in the name of self-preservation. Yes, I know she also probably saved Sergei, but I don't feel like that was her driving motivation at all. She clearly has no problems saving herself too. She did. She still got her job. She still got her title. She still got all the respect of everybody thinking she is who she says she is. So yeah, I'm going to lean in that it was mostly self-preservation is why she did it. It's not like she gave up the information, saved Sergei, and then turned herself in, or resigned, or whatever. It was really about her. So Margot's villain arc continues. I like that we're starting the dangerous part of the show. I don't know how Danny takes all this. I don't know how each mission goes. I would be really surprised, honestly, if all three of them make it to Mars. And I don't know which way it's going to go. I'm really hoping that one of the two, the NASA or the Helios mission, like there's not like complete catastrophic disaster, because each one has, really great characters that I've loved since the show started on it. But I guess we'll see. There's a lot still to happen in the last 7 episodes of the season, obviously, and the journey to Mars isn't short. And it's who knows what happens in terms of the level of competition with it. There's a lot to unpack, including if everyone has their pre-launch stuff actually gets there safely and securely, the stuff they need to get back. Again, you hope that all works out, but one does not know. And I'm kind of curious how Danny does. I don't think the warnings from Danielle that she gave Ed were exaggerations. I think her concern, there's a reason that it's in the show, and I think it's legit. I guess we'll see. Thanks so much for being here, guys. I will catch you on the next one.